Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Summit. This model is finished off in bright white, and with options, MSRP is just over $72,000. Now this model here is powered by the 2-liter Hurricane 4-cylinder turbo. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic, pumps out 324 horsepower, 332 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the 4-wheel drive system, propelling this just over 5,000 pound SUV from 0 to 60 in just shy of 7 seconds. It has a top speed of 120 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 23 gallons, and you can expect to see 20 miles per gallon in the city and 25 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 121.7 inches. Its overall length is 204.9. It has a width of 77.5, a height of 71.5, and with the height adjustable suspension, the ground clearance can be increased to just under 11 inches. Now as we move on to the exterior styling for the Grand Cherokee, you'll notice this model has a forward camera. There's also the traditional grille design with some gray trim accents, and they work their way to the headlight housings. Everything is LED, of course, with that dark housing to blend in nicely with the grille, and there's also fog lights in the lower section of the bumper. You'll also notice there's parking sensors. There's a sensor for distance pacing and tons of cutouts to provide additional cooling. You'll notice a really good approach angle as well, so that way you can take this off the pavement, as you can see. And then there's the Jeep badge and a few lines coming down the hood. Now this model also has the 21-inch wheels finished off in gray to match nicely with the rest of the trim accents. You'll notice the fender flares are body colored along with the lower side skirt. Grand Cherokee is spelled out in the lower section of the door, and then this has power folding side mirrors, which have a camera and a turn signal. You'll see that they're finished off in gloss black along with the rest of the roof to give this that two-tone design. There's also more gloss black for the roof racks, and this has a full moonroof up top. Now the Grand Cherokee is a 3-row SUV. Proportions are really nice, especially with the lines that flow down the side, giving it a great look. Where in back, there's also camera system for the digital rear view mirror. There's the third brake light, wiper blade in the lower section. This also has LEDs for all of the lighting. There's the backup camera, parking sensors, and this has the factory installed hitch. It is currently covered at the moment to give it a better design when you're not using it. This can tow around 6,200 pounds. Now this also has a remote start, so you lock the vehicle, double tap this middle button, and it will start up, and then you just hold on that button in order to shut it off as needed. You can also use the release on the key fob or reach up underneath, and this is how you can gain access to the cargo space. Now with this being a 3-row, the 3rd row is currently down. You have quite a lot of space. There's also some hidden space under the floor where you can place some items. There's a drain plug right in the middle there as well. You have a cubby on one side, a speaker on the other, and with the 3rd row, you have controls here to bring them up and down. So they are automatic, and you can just push on those to easily do that. Now with the 3rd row up, you'll notice there's still a good bit of space behind the seats. You can also use the controls on this side to fold that 2nd row flat. You will have to put them back up manually, but you can do all of that if you're in the back here and you need to load in some items. You'll notice there's also a 12-volt too, and then a few hooks as well. And then to close the lift gate, that control is located down below, so you don't have to reach up top. There's a grab handle up there. If you have the power shut off for whatever reason, you can at least still close it. Now as we work our way to the interior, this has proximity door handles, so you can use all of them to lock and unlock the vehicle. Where this has the beige interior, you'll notice some wood trim accents. There's the manual sunshade. There's the window control, lock and unlock, and then the Macintosh audio with some storage in the lower section. Now with the captain's chairs, I can easily flip this seat back up, and you'll notice they have a great look to them. They do move forwards and backwards, recline and incline. And then you can use the release at the top of the seat in order to push that up and out of the way. So that will give you better access to hop into one of the 2 seats for the 3rd row. Now you'll notice there's some storage down below. You'll notice too, there's also controls on both sides in order to fold the 2nd row down. You get vents, large windows, along with the Jeep logo in that window there. You have a passenger camera, which I'll show later, and then alcantara for the headliner. Now at 5'10", I have about 2 inches or so of headroom. My knees are a little bit higher than the base of the seat, so this is going to be better for smaller kids. I could honestly ride around if I needed to get from point A to point B. You get a cup holder too, so it's a functional smaller size 3-row SUV. So that's nice if and when you need to use those seats. Now hopping into the captain's chairs, you'll notice that there's storage pockets. You also have quite a lot of adjustments for the heated and ventilated seats, your fan speed, where you'd like the air to go, temperatures. There's auxiliaries along with vents too. And this also has the optional passenger screens. So you can go through all this information and use it as needed, which is nice. Now for the captain's chairs at my height, I have a little bit more headroom as you expect, but I can recline these very nicely and get comfortable. So you can go on a long trip and have no complaints. Now there's also cup holders, and you get storage along with remotes for the screen too. Now you can also flip this in the opposite direction, and you have storage for your third row passengers, so that way they have a place to place in some items as well. So very usable for everyone in the back. Now up front, this also has massaging seats. There's memory seating adjustments, the window control, side mirror adjustments, and then more storage in the lower section. Summit is also an illumination, and then the power operating front seats have a really good look to them, especially with this color and all of the stitching and piping. Now as we hop in, the engine start stop button is actually located in the middle. So once we bring this to life, this has a leather trim steering wheel. There's paddle shifters along with volume and tuning adjustments just underneath those. On the right side, there's all of the cruise control settings with distance pacing and the steering assist. On the left side, there's voice commands, Bluetooth, and then you can also go through the digital gauge cluster. Now, with most Jeeps, you have quite a lot of pages to go through. So if we start on 1, you can look at the speedometer and go through a few different angles here. You can get into driver information, where this model also has night vision, so that is an additional option. You have vehicle information to go through all of the vitals here. You can get into your trip information, navigation as well. There's even your off-road status, so you can view all of this as needed. You can look at your audio, messages. Screen setup is how you can adjust all of this. Is how you can adjust the upper right. You can get into your current gear, look at your odometer. You have a few other settings here that you can adjust as needed. And then there's also the head-up display, so you can configure this and get through all of that information. And then you can also push on the middle button and pull up all of this information at once. Some of these you can scroll up and down, so that way you can view all this information simultaneously, which is neat, just depending on what you would like to view. Now to the left, there's the e-brake. There's the headlight and fog light adjustments, some dimmer switches. You get more wood trim, piano black, and then leather for the dash. Now under the dash, there's 2 air vents, and then you have a row of controls here for the engine start stop. There's lane keeping assist, traction control, hazards, parking sensors, parallel parking, and a passenger screen. You can turn that on and off. Now with the infotainment system here, you have quite a lot to go through, and you'll notice the heated and ventilated seats and the heated steering wheel are on the sides of the screen, along with volume and tuning. Now within this system, you have a lot to go through. So on the home screen, you can go through these widgets here, depending on what you'd like to see. You can get into media. There's also comfort for all of the climates. So you can turn this on, activate it, and of course get through all of this information, even looking at the seats and steering wheel. Now you can also get into the massaging seats. So this is how you can go through all of that information. And you can also adjust the rear climates from up front. You can't do the seats, but you can at least do the fan speed, temperature, where you'd like the air to go, and that way they can be comfortable as well. You can pull up the navigation and have that on, of course. There's also your phone when that's paired. When you get into vehicle, this is how you can gain access to your off-road pages, where you can look at the locking differentials. You can get into some other gauges here, pitch and roll. You can select your terrain, even look at the suspension and the height of the vehicle. And you can also gain access to the camera system. So you have your front camera, which you can also clean, and you have a few different angles there, along with the rear-facing angle too. Now you can also get into apps and go through all of these as needed. So you have a lot here, just depending on what you need to do for the day. You have different favorites as well. And then you also have this GPS trail logs. So you can get into this and go through all of this. You can save everything, record things. Really neat to see that if you are off the pavement, so that way you can remember later. If we go under controls here, you have a lot more to go through. The family cam is what I mentioned earlier, with being able to see into the third row and even see into the second row as well. So that way you can monitor everything while you are in the driver's seat. You can fold the headrest, you can get into the power screens, even all of the ambient lighting that you can customize. And then there's various settings that you can get into, just depending on how you want all of this to react. Now underneath that, there is a control panel for the climates. So there's temperature, fan speed, where you'd like the air to go, and then some defrosters. This also has several auxiliaries and wireless charging, which you can hide away. And you'll notice you have various driving modes. So there's sport, auto, snow, sand, mud, and rock. And then on the right side, you have the height adjustment for the suspension, so you can use that as needed. There's also a downhill assist, a four-wheel drive low, and then just by twisting on this clockwise, that's how you can get into reverse along with drive and then park back to the left. Now you have cup holders. There's also a little bit of storage in the armrest with a lot and another auxiliary underneath. You get a locking glove box, and then with the passenger screen, I can simply push on that control and turn it on, and this is how you can get into some of your audio, your video, HDMI. You can look at some settings here as needed that will pop up, and you can go through your system along with your headphones. So it's pretty neat. You can also swipe over, get into navigation. You have devices you can pair, looks like Fire TV, and then you have some camera apps as well. And then you can shut that off as needed, so at least your passenger can go through that as they need to. Now this also has that digital rear view mirror. You have a few different settings on that right side. There's also a sunglass holder. There's the rear liftgate, dome lights, you have some assistances along with the sunroof and sunshade controls, and then garage door buttons on the driver's side sun visor. And then with a look at visibility, for how lengthy this vehicle is, seems to be pretty easy to see in both directions. As we set off behind the wheel now for the Grand Cherokee, a few weeks ago I had the Cherokee, which is the smaller version, just a two-row SUV, and not quite as many options as you can get for the Grand Cherokee here. So this is a really nice upgrade, especially from that model, just depending on your budget options, if you need that third row or not. It's going to ride very similar, however, this has that height adjustable suspension. So it is going to be a very comfortable vehicle to daily drive, and it's going to absorb bumps very well. From previous vehicles I've owned with the suspension similar to this, it is definitely a nice feeling vehicle. Now, when you put this into sport mode, it will get a little bit stiffer, so that way you can handle some turns a little better. So if you happen to be on some adventures, you're on some back roads like this, it will stiffen up a little bit to give you those handling characteristics. This is a heavy vehicle, so it's nice to see some adjustments like that. And even on a road that's not quite the smoothest, it's still handling very well. Now, for the few days that I have driven this, it's been a very nice vehicle. Definitely a lot of space, super practical, and I will say with this 4-cylinder turbo, it has a good bit of power to get this up to speed. Now, I believe there's also a V6 or an inline 6 option that you can go with. So if you're not looking for the 4-cylinder, you have another engine option to choose from. But with this, it's been pretty fine for the driving that I've done. So with it in sport mode, let's put it into the manual setting with the paddle shifters. There's no way to adjust it down below, so you do have to use the paddles themselves. So from second gear, this is pedal to the floor right now, and we can get up to move. So it's an adequate amount of power, I would say. And then when you're done using the paddle shifters, just hold on one of them and you can put it back into drive. So you don't have to take your hands off the wheel to toggle between both of those. Now, as far as the driver's seat here goes, at 5'10", I have about 3 inches or so of headroom, and this is a height adjustable seat. That appears to be all the way down. So you could be slightly taller than me and still fit comfortably. And for the pricing of this particular model, it has some very nice materials. Everything on the inside is a very nice touch. We have all the trim accents, and it's just a great place to be. So if you're looking for a vehicle where you're going to have a lot of kids in the back, you have the family talk, you can pull up the camera systems, and you just want a very luxury focused vehicle without going towards the Grand Wagoneer, which is a 3-row from Jeep, it is just much larger than this. So you have a good in between the Cherokee and the Grand Wagoneer with this 3-row, and being a little bit bigger than the Cherokee, of course, but not by much. So it's going to be much easier to park, maneuver, things like that. Maybe you have a smaller garage area, and you can maneuver this very nicely. And still in sport mode, second gear, here we go. And like I said, as we get up to speed, definitely a good bit of power. I don't think it's underpowered for this turbo engine and the weight of the vehicle. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Grand Cherokee. Definitely a great place to be. The head-up display Also shows your miles per hour, speed limit sign, and then it will show some of the adaptive information when you have your cruise control on and activated. But like I said, a great place to be, very comfortable too. The seats are nice. The massaging seat is a nice function to have. If you want a very well-equipped family SUV with more of that luxury aspect to it, this is a great option to go with, and it can handle well. While it's not something to take corners quick, you can at least take this on some adventures. You can take it off the pavement. You can adjust your height too. You can tow some things with this. It's a pretty well-rounded and versatile SUV that has a good bit to offer. As far as road noise and wind noise goes, I've been out on the highway. It's definitely a great place to be. Very comfortable, as you would expect. And I am impressed with how it handles for its weight. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Summit. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads, and I will see you all in the next video.